We got some good news. We got some bad news. We got some news that I think you're going to love. Okay. You're really, really going to love this last bit of news. So stick around for the end of this video because we got to discuss what is happening in the next couple of days. Okay. First things first, y'all. Yesterday, we talked about how there was a report going around that Shamea was not asked back for season 18 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I told y'all, like, I don't know how I feel about it, but, and I've heard several different things at this point. So Andy is finally confirming it. He confirmed this yesterday after we went live. So we didn't really talk about it yesterday because I wasn't about to go back online again. And so here's what he had to say about that.
And a lot of fun. And I read all these. There are a lot of casting rumors online which came out over the weekend, and I'm going to tell you that they're not true.
First things first, right out his mouth. He gonna tell you that they not true. And he also talked about how much fun he had at this season 17 reunion for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, if that was any indication that Andy's having fun, I mean, regardless of whether or not you guys are having fun, as long as Andy's having fun, baby, that is all that matters. But I digress. Let's continue.
And I am going to tell you that if you want a preview of next season of Atlanta, look at this cast.
Boom. Wait a second. This deserves some sound effects right there. Andy says this is the cast. This that you see right in front of you is the cast. He kind of goes on a little bit further, so let's talk about that.
This is the group, guys. I mean, we love this group. So, spoiler alert, we're very happy. And as you can see from the reunion, I was very happy. And the Atlanta.
There you go. Shout out to our friends over at No Chaser. This was the first place that I ended up seeing it yesterday, so I wanted to direct it back to them. I'm not surprised by this. Again, as long as Andy's having fun, I mean, I think that's all that really matters. And here's the thing. There's so much story to tell with these ladies and so much to figure out and see what will happen next with this group of women right here. And I think that it's going to be super interesting to see how this group manages to move forward, particularly in terms of like Shamea, K. Michelle, Porsha. The three of them, from based on the reunion, they don't look like they're on good terms. K. Michelle and Porsha, K. Michelle and Shamea, Shamea and Porsha. What will happen with Kelly and Porsha, Angela and Kelly, Angela and Shamea, Drew and K. Michelle. Where do we go from here with this group? I think that's going to be the interesting thing. And from the trailer, I mean, Pinky and Phaedra, I mean, I don't know what that's really giving per se, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested in continue following the story with this particular group right here. And again, Andy says he's having fun. So, regardless of what you think, were you having fun? Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Okay. What matters is Andy's having fun. All right. And so here we are. I'm not mad at it, to be quite honest with you. I think that this is what you need. A lot of you guys, and I say this all the time, it gets a little bit frustrating when I look at the comments. So I have to kind of like modify my perspective. I always feel like people who are watching Housewives right now and completely always demanding that somebody be fired or gone, I just feel like you have you really been watching Housewives for that long? Do you know the history? Were you there with us from the beginning when we suffered through people we could not stand, and we just loved the show anyway? We didn't get that deep into it, where we were like, that person needs to be fired. And the problem is you have an expectation to be entertained in a certain type of way. We didn't necessarily have expectations other than to be entertained in any way. when we first started watching these shows. And so what has happened is I think that over the course of time, it's been very, very easy to develop a certain type of expectation of what a show is supposed to be based on what we've seen previously. And you can't go into these shows like that. You just can't. As somebody who has been reviewing these shows for over a decade at this point, you can't do that. You've got to understand that the wheel has to start completely fresh at the beginning of a new season. Be annoyed and just understand that you will not always like characters on a show. Next, okay? And that's important to realize. You have to have those people. There will be unlikable people on your TV shows. It is what it is. That's what makes a great show. Moving right on along to what is making history is NeNe Leakes' return to Bravo. So while the rumors had been that she was going to be replacing Shamea for season 18 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she is also going to be back. Okay. So it doesn't sound like she's going to be re-entering Real Housewives of Atlanta land anytime soon, but you will see her on Bravo this coming weekend. Yeah. Yeah. It just took me a minute to realize that this episode of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip starts on the 9th. And the 9th, of course, is indeed Sunday night. So we're going to have a double header on Sunday. NeNe Leakes is back on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We've got Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 reunion just starting. It's going to be one epic night, y'all. Like, it's going to be huge. And this clip right here that was posted to bravotv.com, I'm really not going to play it because I don't want to get into like any playing things that, from the network in that way. But you will see her arriving at Porsha's house as Porsha is packing for the girls' trip. And NeNe Leakes is letting us know that she had to come check on her girl and get her ready for meeting with the girls. Now, the way that the trip is going to be set up is that all the ladies are starting off in their individual cities and it shows them getting packing. Portia's the only one that receives a visitor in the form of someone we know, and that is NeNe Leakes. And this happens like literally at the start of the episode. And I love that. I love that it's really kind of jump starting with NeNe, and they readily acknowledge, her being the most iconic housewife of them all. Porsha says it. The two of them on screen together, they light up the screen in terms of, I understand in this way, this is the nostalgia that people are looking for. Okay. So I do understand that when you're saying fire this person, fire that person, you're looking for this feeling. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee you when you see this and it's posted to, at this point in time, probably the YouTube page for Bravo as well as the Instagram page where we're looking at it right now. Notably, Vicky Gumbelson and Countess Luann are tagged. They usually tag at least two people. It would have been a real good kiki had they tagged NeNe Leakes and Vicky, or NeNe Leakes and Porsha. But I kind of understand why they did that. Orange County and New York were the first two cities. So I do think that they were also trying to show some respect to those two OGs, even though it is NeNe who takes center stage in this clip, period. Okay. NeNe Leakes and Porsha together are infectious. We don't get any word from NeNe and Porsha about their odd little Netflix online beef that they had seemingly going on. That is water under the bridge at this point. And as you can see, NeNe Leakes is totally embracing Porsha. Portia's doing the same and receiving her at her house. And it tells you everything that you need to know about NeNe. She was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta from seasons 1 through 7 and then seasons 10 through 12. It's so interesting to me when I look at this to realize that NeNe Leakes was only on for 7 seasons and has had the impact that she has had, such that to this day, we are all still wanting her back on our, like, that is all I think so many of us want. Um, because it's gonna be comedy. It's gonna be comedy. If we get this NeNe, it's gonna be comedy. And so I'll be interested to also see who is on Watch What Happens Live this coming weekend. Because I would imagine it's got to be a big to do. And if NeNe and Andy are reunited on Watch What Happens Live, that would be ratings gold. Okay. So that's going to be interesting to see. And I would be interested to see if NeNe is going to be doing any press for this. If not, because typically when you have a show like this, the network arranges press for you. With so many housewives participating, I think it would be a pretty difficult thing to have. But I wonder if he'll choose to have all of the women from Ultimate Girls Trip on, or just do week by week one woman from like the main core group that's going, which is Giselle, Teresa, Kyle, Luann, Vicky, Porsha, and Lisa Barlow. So that should be interesting. But yeah, man, we got this to look forward to, and watching this first. And I think that just in general, I'm excited about this Ultimate Girls Trip because I loved all of them, to be quite honest with you. But this one feels super special because of the way they're celebrating their OGs and their history, and it's purposeful. And I can't wait to see it all come together. Like, I think it's going to be exciting. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be glued to the screen, and we're going to talk about it on Monday, obviously. So um, I can't wait, and I hope they give us plenty to talk about. So welcome back, NeNe Leakes. It has been a long time coming, and I want to see what you do next. I want to see Pillow Talks, NeNe. I want to see on your YouTube channel. I want to see you out here doing the promotional circuit. I want to see all of that. So let's get it popping. Okay. If Bravo's not sending you out, you hire your own PR to send you out. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. When I did my show Stripped way back in 2018, I had my own PR person. Let me say this. Also, this person actually worked with me pro bono. So I have to shout out Joseph Williams, who did an amazing job with my promo. Okay. Amazing job. Like, period. They had their own promo send me out for stuff, but he also worked with them to make sure that I was taken care of. Okay. So, NeNe, I need you to do the same. Get your people on it so that we can see you out in these streets. With that being said, I will catch you in the next video.